This now, Mick Mulvaney, NewsNation political and economic contributor and former White House chief of staff during President Trump's first term. Always good to see you, Mick. Thanks for joining. President Trump acknowledging gas prices are high. He expects them to come down. He said last night, everything will snap back. That's a quote. How quickly could we see the uncertainty around the overseas decline a bit?
In theory, it could be in really short order. In practicality, I think it's going to be a long time. Both of the interviews you just did suggested these things could go on for a long time. I think that's probably right. Yes, could Trump announce a deal with Iran tomorrow? He probably could. Is it likely to happen? No, it's not. And I think what a lot of folks are starting to realize, or in fact, not even begun to realize yet, actually, is that the impacts of the price of oil has not yet flowed through the system. Yes, we see it at the gas tank, and goodness gracious, do we see it at the gas tank? But we haven't seen it, for example, yet really in the cost of food. But it's there, and it's going to continue to increase because it takes oil to make fertilizer, to grow things. Then it takes oil to make gasoline to get the trucks to the stores. This increase in the price of oil is going to flow through to just about everything in the economy. So we're talking now about gas prices, and we should. But 2 or 3 weeks from now, we may be talking about food prices in the same sort of tone.
President Trump is justifying the higher prices at the pump and other goods like fertilizer, saying it's worth it to prevent Iran from having a nuclear weapon. Mick, you know this. He ran on fixing the economy. What do you make of his messaging here? How is it playing out with the American people?
Yeah, I think he's right, by the way. I think that there is a case to be made that, yes, short-term economic pain is worth it in order to sort of get Iran back into the family of nations to where they're not funding terrorism around the world, where they don't have a nuclear weapon, et cetera. Everybody is unambiguously better off in the world if that happens. But until that happens, there's going to be a lot of pain. And I don't think the administration has done a very good job of sort of setting the foundation for that. Keep in mind, go back every 2 weeks and say Trump gives a speech saying this war is going to be over in a short while, in 2 weeks, in 48 hours, whatever. It was going to last a month. None of those deadlines have hit. So at some point, the American public looks at this and goes, we don't believe you. You know, if you tell us the war is going to end, then end it. But going on TV and saying they're going to snap back, sort of like saying the Straits of Hormuz are going to naturally open. People want to believe that. But if you tell them enough times that it doesn't come true, then they start to worry about whether or not they believe you.
So what should he be telling the American people, Mick?
This is going to last a lot longer. It's going to do a better job of why it's important that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, why Iran is such a bad actor, how many people are negatively impacted around the world and in this country by the threat of Iran using terrorism against us, against our friends, all around the world. That is a real thing to do. Now, granted, it doesn't touch everybody, everywhere, every single day like gas prices does. So it is a difficult message to deliver, but it can be delivered well and should be delivered well. The team is pretty good at delivering a message when they put their minds to it. But again, you can't keep going out and telling people stuff that doesn't work out. Instead of saying, look, this is going to take 6 months, help us out, everybody buckle down 6 months, we're all in this together, which is what they could have done 2 months ago. They said, oh, don't worry, it's going to last a couple of weeks. And then don't worry, it's going to last a couple more weeks, and then a couple more weeks. And at some point, you lose that credibility with your messaging, and then you have to sort of reestablish it, and that's not easy to do.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.